All right, YouTube, fair use, fair use. All right, Shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, glory, and fear to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rahakodash. I also want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who I learned this truth from. And peace and love to the Lord's hopeful elect, back at it through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Shah, to warn our people, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, as well as you speckled bird Israelites out there, that a salvation is for you. But in order to attain, you must serve Yahweh and Yahweh Shah, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, man. Okay? And the Spirit was on me to just touch on this in relation to people selling their souls, quote unquote, or people crashing out. And this thing of ours. So this is one of the members from the group Bone Thugs and Harmony. He gonna talk about this real brief, and then I'm gonna talk about it.
And we wrote a song about it. So we wrote a song about pretty much everything that we did. Right. And we stopped playing the Ouija board because like we was sitting on a bunk bed and Lazy was asking who was gonna die first in his family. And he was like, when he found out it was somebody that he didn't want, so he threw the Ouija board, and then they picked it back up, and then beds started falling down. So a whole bunch of stuff started happening.
Some real
like,
shit.
Right, I ain't fucking with that shit no more. So, right. You know, we learned our lesson hands-on. And then when Eazy-E, he was like, y'all gotta do that song, man. I like that Ouija.
Okay, cool, man. So he's talking about the Ouija board, man. It's basically an occult board game. Basically, it's not something that we had in our home, none of my cousins' family members. I don't think anybody owned it. You know, we got Monopoly and Clue. You know, I'm an '80s baby, so we had stuff like that, like in the early '90s. But never the Ouija board stuff, man. Okay. And the reason why it was on my spirit is because in relation to the 2/3 of the nation of Israel. Okay, how are you gonna, and that's first and foremost on the right hand side and also on the left hand side. First, I'm gonna speak on the left hand side. How are you going to tell the prophets, the watchmen, and also the people that the Lord has poured his spirit out upon in relation to exposing the Illuminati, exposing the Bohemian Grove? How are you going to tell us that that's a conspiracy theorist if you as a so-called black or brown person never even dipped your foot in the realm of occultism, you know, or the depths of wickedness by, like I say, playing with a Ouija board? Here's a prime example of just something that was on my spirit. And you know, hey, if the spirit of the prophets are subject to the prophets, if we are of the hopeful elect, then we was always of that. And it's just certain things that the Lord would never give us over to, or you know, in our different lives, man. And not that this shit even real, man, but just the spirit, like us being so-called black people. The movie Candyman, all right? You say his name 3 times, completely fake, right? You know what I'm saying? And his Bloody Mary, we used to do that too. But you say Candyman name 3 times in the mirror, I think, or just 3 times period. I don't know if it's in the mirror or period. Then he's supposed to come up here and start slashing stuff, man, with the hook. If you seen the movies, man, I heard, and that was like in the '90s. And you know, us growing up as kids, man, we would make it to 2. And we couldn't never get to the 3. That's me and my cousins, man. I grew up as, you know, my cousins, man. I'm a cousin's kid. I grew up with all my cousins, man. We lived together from time to time, bunch of us, man. So we would always hit the 1-2 with the Bloody Mary or the 1-2 with the Candy, man, and we'd be up out of there before we get to the 3. All right, it's just something in my spirit, no, not to play with that. So the reason why I said that, how can you, as an Israelite, tell somebody that actually does something what they do or don't do, and you're not in there doing, like, how you gonna tell us that it ain't an altar in a music record place in the 70s and 80s, you know what I mean, where they're taking the masters and conjuring demons and praying yeah, man, what that name, John Todd. Before I came into this truth, I seen a documentary, and that's exactly what he was talking about. He was a music producer, I think, in the early 70s, man, and he was talking about when they take the masters, when they're done you know, making the album or whatever on the record, because they had records back then, that they would take it, and he said that and I remember this from memory, he's every major record label, Interscope, Jive, whatever, I don't know, that's the, you know, I don't know these damn record companies, Sony, Universal, they all, he was talking about like in the 70s though, you know what I mean, 70s. He's like, they all have this room somewhere, you know, at the record place where they take the damn master and basically have it on the altar or whatever, and definitely pray over it, man, for it to have success, of course. And of course, there's some sinister stuff going on that they're conjuring over that. What I'm saying, Jake, how the hell you gonna tell us, all right, that that's not happening if you're not there? Same thing on the right hand side. How are you going to tell us that we're not the Lord's hopeful elect? We're not prophets. We're not the believers of the prophets. If you've never felt what we feeling through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shah, if you never had the spirit to call upon him in those names, how you gonna tell us that that's not his name? If you never had the spirit to sit and say, Lord, is this your name? Have you ever even inquired for you scoffers out there that scoff in the name Yahweh, Yahweh Shah? All right, so how are you going to tell us that we not them? Then that goes for anybody on this freaking earth that's telling us that we're not the people, because that's why the Lord say, hey, put on as the hopeful elect, give diligence to make thy calling and election sure. So we're praying, we're actually fasting, and we're going to pray in the name and fast in the name Yahweh and Yahweh Shah. How you wicked ass Israelites going to tell us that we can't put a curse upon you? How these girls that then, did me wrong gonna tell me I can't put a curse and I saw it, and you want to deny it? You want to say it's just things just happen? Okay, you haven't even dipped your toe into righteousness, is what we're saying. That's the whole point. It's amazing how that pistol came together, because that wasn't even where I was going. I wanted it to be about something else, but this is where the spirit goes. So it shows you, man, you Israelites out there, man, whether, hey, let me get these precepts, man. Let me start in Mark, man. But yeah, that's pretty much the point. How y'all gonna tell us that this is a conspiracy, the whole mark of the beast thing? All right, when you haven't even studied to show yourself approved. You haven't even really done no real deal research about the so-called Illuminati, the Bohemian Grove, these occults and things like that. How are you going to tell us that? You're just up here, especially you women, puffed up, prideful, all right, and telling us no, 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 because truly it's pricking your spirit, because you probably ain't one of the Lord's chosen, so you don't like the message. It's not a familiar song. This song we all remembering it, and we singing it. Y'all don't know the lyrics, do you? You don't know the lyrics to the song, do you? That's why they bucking up against us, man. But Mark 8:36. And kind of going into the lesson, the epistle I just put out concerning Faison Love and Juicy getting arrested, man. All that celebrity status, all that fame, all that fortune, man, is coming to naught. Mark 8:36. For what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and to lose his own soul? Oh yeah, I had to. That's what I was going into. What I mean. Or yeah, so we'll listen to like the depths of this damn Ouija board. And again, I'm not finna, look it up if you're not from the 80s or 90s. If you're a younger brother, don't know what the Ouija board is. But basically, it's a board game that has to do with the occult. You ask it questions and put your hand on it, and it'll go to each letter and give you an answer. And they're testifying that it was some weird stuff happening when they did that as teenagers, man. They young Jake in the young 90s, I think this happened. So again, fair use, fair use.
I ain't seen no ghosts. Alright, now, for those that don't know, Bone Thugs and Harmony actually started off in 1993, alright, under the rap name B-O-N-E, Bone Enterprises.
And again, all right, that's why in the last days the Lord say, we will remember ourselves and things like that. But you look at our people, man, just how they're young men. Jake ain't never had nothing, so we understand your desire to make it out the hood, quote unquote, Jake. It is just now it's high time to awake up out of that mentality. The same thing that was going on now, it was a little bit more grimy or gritty. Even like how the film was more gritty than the high definition. It just looked, even like the elders and apostles when they first came on the scene, like the grittiness of it, something so real about that. The same thing is happening now with the podcasters and shit, man. They may not be playing with Ouija boards, but you can see the spirit of these folks just giving money to, like, oh my goodness, the Casanet fiasco with the whole streamer university. Maybe I speak on that. Oh, it was a mess. It was a mess. But that's the whole point of this epistle. It's these celebrities, these rich people of our nation are compromised, man. You got to watch these rich people, follow the money, watch the celebrities, because there is truly some sinister stuff that has always surrounded Hollywood, man, and extreme worldly success.
All right, now.
So what I'm saying, how you gonna tell these folk that did or didn't happen if your ass, and I'm not saying do not play with no Ouija board, that shit is off, all right? But I'm saying, now there's no enchantment against Jacob, we know that, we can do whatever, and you know what I mean, as long as the Lord with us, ain't nothing gonna happen. But again, how you gonna tell us on the left hand side that this stuff doesn't happen? And I'm talking about, I'm saying dipping your toe in. The Ouija board is like dipping your toe in. Look at what Esau Edom has been exposed of doing. I mentioned adrenochrome. Okay, listen, do we need to get into that? Google it. All right, blood sacrifices and things like that. That's not dipping your toe. That's you're all the way in the depths of occultism at that point. That's what I'm saying. So this whole, like, there's levels to this, man. All right, there's levels to it. And I mean, I don't know how long this is, but it was a point where he was saying how they end up meeting Eazy-E via asking that damn Ouija board this. So let me see if I can just skim through a little bit.
The next day, play video games, smoke weed. Anna be calling herself Leatherface and shit, and you know,
Been scrubbed off the internet. You can't find it nowhere. It was on his podcast a few years ago, and I truly believe.
I mean, you brothers can definitely look this up yourself. Dude named Jay Marvels that made this. You know, give him his credit. But
who decided to call it Faces of Death? Was that like a label move, or was that a Bone move?
Death, yeah. Here we go. Let's see what Bone talking about. Here we go.
Passed away in the hood, so he got killed trying to break up a fight. You know what I'm saying? He got killed. And so we did a song for him. But after Easy signed us, like, we had started losing like a lot of our people. Like Wishbone, Uncle Charles got robbed and killed.
And then you remember one of their, I believe Crossroads is their most famous popular song to date. And man, do we need to revisit that video? I know you brothers probably haven't seen that video in a while. Maybe since the damn 90s, right? Whoo, very spiritual video there, but a lot of yeah. And I was a kid when it came out, and it just freaked me. I remember, like, and when he touched that dude on the side of the head, and his eyes turned black when he said, "I met my Uncle Charles, dog." Oh man, this shit is deep, man. This shit is deep. But the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shah, has given us the opportunity to trust in Him, that He is not a man that He should lie, to expose these things. It is our people who want to deny the same thing. They'll call this stuff a conspiracy. No, ultimately, up into the mark of the beast. Oh, that's a conspiracy. No, it ain't gonna happen. This is what we're telling our people. Yeah, how are you gonna tell us what we do if you don't even stick your toe in it by calling upon Yahweh Shema Shah, meaning you haven't even asked the Lord, is this your name? They said that your name was Jebus. Is your name Yahweh Shah? Won't you do that? You haven't even stepped your toe in the water of righteousness at all. You haven't confessed your faults to one another. Haven't confessed your faults to Yahweh Shema Shah, because you think that you have none. All right, because that false idol Jebus told you that it was all good. All you had to do was believe.
You know what I'm saying?
I mentioned him on the record.
Lazy Bone lost his child.
And here's the thing, man. I know for a fact, out of all these years when I first started, like, listening to it, because the Lord put the spirit upon me to deal with this Illuminati stuff before I even came into the truth. I was on that. One thing you can't deny is that the Lord will manifest whether they sign a contract and say, hey, go ahead and take out one of my family members or my friends. One thing I can definitely say, when an Israelite, and then go for the white, so-called white people too, but this is about our people, man. So-called Black, Latino, Native Americans, mostly Black, be in the celebrity world. One thing I'll say, look at Michael Jordan now. All these people, you can name Jennifer Hudson. Look at these people. Go back and research. One thing for sure, extreme fame of victories like a championship, it always is some death surrounding it. Remember when Michael Jordan and when his daddy got unalive, and they say it was because of gambling debt? I'm talking about MJ. Y'all remember that his daddy passed right around time. You know MJ supposed to be the greatest one ever do it, right? Check out when his father. And then what I'm saying is, whether they sign a contract in blood, we don't fucking know, my boy, because we wasn't there. We just got the spirit on us to know that there's some janky stuff happening. And I know through the spirit of power, Yahweh Shema Shah, that every time there's a, like Eminem, boy, his best friend Proof, look at a documentary on that video of when he had in that video Toy Soldiers, Eminem, his best friend Proof, he had him depicting him getting shot. All right, and that is how he was unalived in real life shortly after that video, my guy. Stop playing with the Lord, man. You can keep denying that, but this stuff is real. The depths of wickedness is real. Esau, Edom, and this occult stuff, this Illuminati ultimately wanting to chip everybody and be like Yahweh Shema Shah is real. That's pretty much the point. You guys look it up yourselves, man. You know, if you want to. I don't want to get copyrighted and stuff like that, but that's pretty much the point. The depths of wickedness. Don't tell us, you know, what we do if you don't do it. Don't tell the wicked what they do if you don't do it. All right, you need to be worried about yourself, Jake, because it goes down in that industry, man, and it's just wickedness surrounding it all. I mean, I'm serious, bro. If you really, especially like the big A-list celebrities, check our people and see how much death surrounds their success. Your boy Dr. Dre. Who was it that was it, man? Hold on. Where's my AI? Where's my AI thing? Oh, you know what's going on right now. Oh, you know it's not working. You know it ain't working. You know you know how it goes. You know how it goes. Oh, it don't want to work now. Oh, okay. It's cool. It's cool. But y'all get the point. Y'all can look it up. I want this, man. I want to look it up bad, bro. Come on, brother. Goofy shit. Who died in Dr. Dre? Look at Tupac Biggie. Dre's car in the 90s. I should have. Yeah, they'll find it. Or he gave. I remember Dr. Dre gave somebody a car. No one had, not Dre's car. I'm gonna find it, punk. Who died in the car Dr. Dre gave them? Might be wrong. Let's see. That's Huey. They'll find it. Hey, I got it. Let me see. Man, wow, am I tripping? Somebody, bro. I'm not. Dr. Oh, maybe I miss a shit. I don't know, brother. I definitely remember something happening with Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre, maybe he got in the, oh, I think it was Dr. Dre had got in an accident one time, man. Yeah, but he had some deaths around him too. I ain't crazy. It's just all this stuff I'm remembering, like, and that I was watching these documentaries and stuff around 2011. That's when I first got out the military, and the Lord was like working on my mind by letting me, see that type of wickedness, man. You know what I mean? And that sparked my interest and led, up to me being in the truth. So call Allah Yahweh Shema Shah for that. But, I pretty much made the point. Just exposing the wickedness of our people. Be circumspect. Don't trust in money, because it's gonna come to naught, man, here pretty soon. And the only thing that's gonna flourish is the faith and obedience towards Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah. Let's go to the book of Proverbs 27 and 24. It reads, "For riches are not forever, and doth the crown endure to every generation?" Of course not. Now the Lord has promised us an everlasting kingdom, which means our position will be everlasting. Our crowns and what they represent will be everlasting. But we see here on the earth, the kingdoms, they don't last forever. They always have went down. And that's simply all we're telling the earth, is that this kingdom has came to its end just like every other one, and this has been prophesied by Yahweh Bahashim Hawashah, and this is what it is, man. For you 2/3 that want to buck up against that, unfortunately, may the wrath of the Lord be upon you and your household, man. And we mean that through the Spirit, because again, you Israelites have received these benefits and have not known Yahweh Shema Shah. What captivity are you in? So Book of Proverbs 13 and 13. Whoso despiseth the word, hey, Malaki Habashah is the word, and that goes into the law as well. Who despises the word shall be destroyed. You 2/3 of the nation of Israel, y'all despise Yahweh Shema Habashah and the law thereof, the prophets, the believers of the prophets. But he that feareth the commandment shall be rewarded. And man, remember the ways of the Lord are higher than ours. So when the Lord says something, a reward. That's a lot, man. So if you want to be rewarded, wait. And the Lord is going to give us everlasting righteous fame, man. You don't want to be infamous, because 2/3 truly, y'all ain't famous. Y'all really infamous, man, for the, and the Lord is going to expose it. Thus saith Yahweh Shema Shah, all things done in darkness shall be brought to the light. That's what's going to happen. That's what's happening, man. And again, it's just some of our people want to remain blinded to the fact, like, first and foremost, prophecy, but the whole, these celebrities, like P. Diddy and all the sexual stuff, that is the spirit of the Lord exposing the industry. And I do, who knows? He probably had a part in unaliving one of those guys, Biggie or Pac, who knows? And I was watching it when the Netflix documentary came out, and I was putting two and two together, and I think the Lord probably got him locked up, or because he probably got some blood on his hands, man. Who knows? Who knows, man? Because that's what that documentary was hinting at. I remember it didn't got, it didn't came and went now. But when it first came out, that Diddy Netflix documentary that 50 had a part in, oh yeah. Yeah, that's the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shah exposing. And you see your girl Cassie done ran off. Yeah, she got that money, and I believe they say she done left the country. You see, that's the wickedness of a woman. Here she is being exposed for literally getting peed in the mouth. All right, they're peeing in her mouth. Oh, yeah. It's been exposed. I ain't making it up trying to sound vulgar. She did it, you know what I mean? And she was happy to do it. It shows you the depths of the wickedness of these women. So what you think, that every woman in the industry ain't got flipped and turned over and did just like that? It's probably levels to it, but I guarantee you everybody done laid on that casting couch. Look at Queen Latifah. What's it to her? She already a funny girl. You know what I mean? It's nothing for her, to be with, I mean, who was in that Girl Trip movie? Her, Tiffany, Will Smith wife, whatever punk ass, or whatever, Will Smith whore, you know what I mean? Because that's her. I mean, she, what the hell? She's blatantly coming on this red table talking about the adultery. Then come to find out that dude she was sleeping with, he's a damn sodomite. Oh man, do you know that damn August outside? I got into it with my ex about that clown. Got his damn. That was when he first came out. I'm like, man, she got his damn concert, like, the thing you wear around you. I don't even go to concerts, man. I ain't never probably even been to a concert in my life, but the thing you wear around your neck, man, in the concert, she got it hanging around the car. I addressed it. We got into it a little bit about that clown, and come to find out I'm laughing. You like the sodomite. You thought that nigga was so fine, he was a sodomite. Right? So, hey, man, we just got to continue to serve Yahweh Shema Shah, and the Lord is going to make our enemies our footstool. And you 2/3 are showing yourselves to be enemies to Yahweh Shema Shah. And we want to serve the Lord. We trying to serve the Lord to be called His. So that means y'all are enemy of us as well. We can't trust you. All right, so with that, I want to give all praises, honor, glory, and fear to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shah. Till next time, Shalom.